In California, let's say you were to do a residential interconnection project in 2005. Let's say it was like a 10 kilowatt project, for example. The utility would have to actually go figure out exactly what the rated capacity is for the infrastructure you're going to connect at. And it might take you a couple of weeks to get the interconnection approval from them. Currently, for PG&E, SCE, and SCG&E, any projects below 20 kilowatts, PTO is within a couple of days most of the time. That sort of technological jump really is them understanding and having a much better sort of data fidelity to know that this is exactly what the infrastructure on our grid looks like right now, is what the capacity is. And they can then leverage that to make really informed decisions to quickly say, hey, you know what, this is not going to have much of an impact on our grid. So from a reliability perspective, we can issue PTO right away. So really, it's really about having better data transparency so that one, people that are making investments can know exactly where they stand even before the project starts. And two is about the utilities having a better understanding of what the existing infrastructure is like, and they can leverage existing technological tools or emerging tools to be able to have a better capability of making that decision. They're using instant capacity maps instead of screens to approve the projects, and they're making an actual concerted effort to ensure that, hey, everyone kind of understands what's going on here. We can all collectively make a decision of whether or not it's worth it to do an upgrade at this point. People making investments are aware of this. And the utility themselves, they have a much better idea of where the system's at and don't need to do any sort of manual processes to be able to approve interconnection applications and requests, but the system itself can trust the fidelity of the data to do so. Australia is often cited as the golden child of solar in the solar industry. If you look at the cost of installing solar, particularly considering the soft cost of installing solar, they're just order of magnitude cheaper in Australia than it is in the US. And they've made a lot of small common sense provisions that have implemented to allow that to happen. Things like streamlining permitting processes, like streamlining interconnection. For want of a better sort of word or phrase, there's more of an approach of connect and manage, particularly in the residential side in Australia. Say if it's below a certain kilowatt size, it's unlikely to cause any systemic issues. People can just go ahead and install their solar, and then the utility company gets alerted. And then if there's an issue that's flagged, at that point, they may want to do something. But it's much more streamlined on the front and back end than it is in the United States.